Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys, and thanks for tuning in to this episode of World of Tanks. This is Skyos from Clan Nuffs in his Leopard 1 German Tier 10 medium tank on Abbey, which is not an easy map to play the Leopard on. I don't know, maybe a year or two ago it got a buff and it's got a really nice, comfortable, accurate gun. In fact, of all the tanks in this game that feel more like a standard Twitch-style FPS kind of tank, this one's probably it. It generally hits what you're pointed at or comes very, very close to it. Rarely does a Leopard 1 shell go into space or dive straight down into the ground. It's just that accurate on the move, turret moving, whatever the case may be. It is very comfortable. He's on Abbey and it's difficult to use this tank. Why? Because this is a really canalized map. For one, you get to a flank, it's easy to get stuck on that flank, especially this 8 line where he goes initially, but he's going to use his sniperino aspects of the Leopard 1 to his favor right here. The way he plays this map is not necessarily the way I would play this map, but the good news is it works out really nicely for him, and he is able to use the mobility and the gun and displays a good capability to actually move around on a map that's not that easy to move around on, primarily because he's so fast. But let's watch how this goes down. Now, his name is Skyos, which I'm pretty sure, if you look it up, is Greek for German cat. Look it up. I think that's pretty sure it's a German cat. I don't know if I would have knocked that tree down. If a arty's watching, they may know that someone's there, and it's also an obvious bush anyway, but works out for him. Now, he gets here. This is going to work out nicely because his 252 went to a spot that light tanks rarely go to, and that's a really great spot. Unfortunately, it is easily countered if they have a fast medium coming at him or light tank, or if they get around the bend and get into the little horseshoe portion of that. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Look at that. That's a hit. Nice blind shot. Look down at the minimap. You can see that the grille is there. I'm just going to pause this and talk about what he's doing. If you look down on the minimap, see if we can get this thing. There we go. If you look down here on the minimap, you can see that there's 2 lit. They're outside of draw range. Look at the screen. There's nobody there except they are. Okay, in this game, if they're lit, they're there. Oh, by the way, if they're not lit, they're there. All right, they're on the map. But in this case, you can't see them on your screen. Notice how he is aiming as far as what he is doing with his aim point. That's where he is. He is basically putting that gun line. Now watch as I move the gun line. You can see it moves away from the markers down there. He puts them right on the marker, and he fixes his elevation based on the terrain he can see and figures they look to be about right there. So that's what he, oop, there we go. We just got him again. Notice that was slightly high and left, but it still got into the grille. So he takes a couple shots. Did you notice that it actually showed him the damage, 867? Those were not blind shots. All right, they just weren't drawn. 867 damage has showed up. Both times it came up. Why? Because somebody's spotting it. So he knows he gets to find out what his damage was because the RU's spotting that, even though it's outside of draw range. It's a very important concept in this game. That one missed. How do you know? That one missed because you saw the explosion hit the terrain behind him. Very important. That's how you know you missed. Usually if it disappears, you hit him. Or it went into a bush and you didn't see, or there was some reason you didn't see the explosion. But more than likely, it's because you did not hit him. So now we have the tortoise, and he's going to try to do a little sniperino action on this guy. And actually, I lied. Skyos means west or left. Interesting. If you look at a map, west is left. Makes sense to me, right? So Skyos, we got Mr. Left right here. Also German cat. I think it really is Greek for German cat. Just let me know what you guys find out. This tortoise is trying to stop up things, but he's got a 257 in his face, a Patton. The RU is looking at him, and Skyos is busily plinking off of him. Looks like he's going for tracks, but I think somebody else, either you're not getting the tracks, which is possible because I'm seeing nothing down below showing that, or somebody else has tracked him. But unfortunately, now the tortoise is getting pushed. He's forced to turn around to try to deal with the Patton, and that's all that soft underbelly and side shot kind of stuff. And now we're just going to farm Willamette Ding Dang up to 1,727. Now he's dead. Okay, so decision time for Skyos. What does he do? Does he stay on the right or does he go to the left? That's it. See what I did there? Okay. He's going to the left. The 8 line. The 8 line. If you can get on the 8 line with a force like this and kill some of their tanks, that's fantastic. Continuing to push to go after guys on the corner, especially if they come back around the corner and now have fire support, is dopey, dopey, dopey. There's no reason to do it, especially when you've got such a problem on the Skyos. Okay? Skyos has a problem on the Skyos, on the west side of the map, on the left. So he's going to take his German cat and head over there. And this is what I was talking about, using the mobility. And all of a sudden the Centurion 7-1 decides to go the wrong spot. He's probably looking at that going, ooh, that's where all my buddies are. Let's push that way. Well, Skyos comes over here. Look, if there's a tank that is absolutely built to deal with EBRs, it is the Leopard. Because it is fast, not that it can completely keep up with them, but it's not bad. And the gun has great shell velocity, and it's very accurate. So you're rarely going to miss these things. Look at that, boom. Nice little shot into that guy. And this was a little curious to me, Skyos. I think I would have run him down and made sure he died. I would hate for him to get away. Yes, there's a lot of guys dealing with him, but I just feel like, you know what, let's make sure this dude dies. But he does. So there you go. Maybe you knew something I did not. Trusted your buddies. This was interesting because I didn't realize this T10 was actually where he was. And that's pretty good catch by you. If we look at the map, this is another thing for you guys to watch. If you look at the map right here, this guy is actually down in the city. He's come through the city, and there's a little spot right here. So he's not up on the plateau here on the 2 line. He's actually down near the water, which is going to be something he regrets immediately, because thump, thump, down he goes. Scouse gets lit. He backs up. Not quite long enough to go dark. That was a good initial cover-up, but with 2 artillery, I may have stayed there a little bit longer. So we had another decision point right there, right? Does he go up there, up to the top, and try to help the Tortoise, who's 1v4 or 5? No, he does not. That would be silly. This is not the tank to do that. Also, this is not the tank to do that. Because thank goodness you didn't actually take damage. You just broke your track. Be a little bit careful. The fast tanks are like that. You know, wheeled tanks can jump off that and generally not get hurt. Track tanks, if you get any kind of sideways and dig in the hole of the tank, you're probably going to take some kind of damage. So Scouse comes up here, he sees a 704 and decides to just a little peekaboo, and we thump that guy. I probably would have dueled that 704, and I probably would have lost 750 hit points. I thought this was a really smart decision. He just takes the shot, and now he waits. He does have a 251 up there, and he's kind of, I think, hoping the 251 will come help him, and he kind of bails out of that. So he hits that guy, brings him down to kind of a one-shot to most everybody, and he sees that he has an issue going on over here on the Skyos, right? So he's going to take a look. We're going to get a shot here maybe. I don't know, I might have taken a blind shot. Progetto was probably somewhere in there. I think he was actually working around the north side of the promontory, so you might not have hit anything, but I think I would have taken it. Probably would have busted your camo, though, and all of a sudden these guys show up. All right. On this one, I know you were trying to track him. I think I would have actually gone for this weak point. Okay, this little shoulder panel or the front panel or the vent right there. This tank can hit that, but I think you were trying to go for a track. Unfortunately, it just bounces off of him. We'll back out of that. The ST-1 sees us, knocks down the destructible building. That's fine. Now this dude's looking at us. Oof. And right into the face. So the flat faceplate of the turret is relatively weak, and with number 2 pressed, you have enough pen to potentially get through it. That was a bummer. He shifted his hold just enough and got a bounce off of you. Got to be careful with this guy, especially if he's derping, because he can ruin the day of a Leopard if he pens, especially if we hit the side of the Leopard. That was a major bummer. I have no idea how that bounced. It must have got high or something. I don't know. All of a sudden, the Progetto sneaks. That was the first big mistake I'd seen you made in this game. You knew the Progetto was there and he was looking at you. I might have waited a bit. Also, I think there's a bush back here. I don't know. Yeah, if you get to this other building, we'll get there in a minute. There's a couple bushes here that you can actually come up behind and get shots and potentially not be seen. But now we've got the 704, and it's possible we're now proxy lit by the 704. The Type 4 dies by the Arty, and that's good. We get a little shot on the Progetto, and he misses, thank goodness. And we'll back out of there. And then the ST-1 is looking at us. Oops. Yeah, second mistake was getting out where the Progetto 65 could hit us. As soon as I saw you kind of back in your rear end, I went, ooh. I think this is where those bushes are. If you come up, well, I guess you can't get up to them high enough, can you? Yeah, you're not going to be able to come out of that covered. maybe if you get up to the next level, but then you're probably exposing yourself to the ST1. So there you go. I think you're doing about the best you can do right here. We'll cross back over to this one. And notice, so he's gone from the right side, moved to the middle, and now he's going to shift back over this way. Right now it looks like they've kind of got the guys on the east side settled. And this was interesting to me. I know the FV was sort of pinned down and he's getting thumped. You're moving around looking for damage, but I don't know if I would have left those 3 guys over there. I mean, if they clean up your Grille and your Conway pretty quickly, then you may have some trouble. It's also potential that some of them are moving back. So this is the chess match portion of the game where a lot of the guns are gone and we're trying to figure out how to get these guys. A little bit hasty on that. Notice how you had a highlight and then you went down right before you fired and you lost it. There must have been there's a little rock ridge right there of some kind, I would imagine. It's hard to see. The terrain rose up and I think you went right into the terrain. So potential there to put another shot into the FV that gets missed. The Patton's gone back. So there you go. They've spread out a little bit. Who knows where there you go. The E50 went back. So then the question is, where's the Progetto? Again, I don't know. I think I would have gone in once I shifted over to help just finish off the FV. Or sort of, this seems to be a little bit more indecisive, moving back and forth on this. But I do get it. Same as the case of the Type 4, the FV will end this thing, especially at only 811. The Progetto sees you, is lit, and I have no idea who saw him. Maybe the Conway. Potentially he took a shot at the Conway and got lit. Otherwise you should not have seen him there. But the good news is he got lit. And you take him down. And now it looks like things are well in hand. We just have to be careful not to lose a couple of our near deads and make a few mistakes. We thumped the 212, not enough to kill him. 390 Alpha gun gets 411, which is not bad. And boom, now that guy is done. We got 5,050 damage, which is fantastic, and 1 kill. And have worked this really well. Now we are, no kidding, Skyos over to the left, all right? We're going to go find and track down the E50, who is alone. We know the FB, they're not very fast, so he's either still stuck there or he hasn't gone very far. And the M48 has shifted to the middle, interestingly. He's got a lot of hit points, though. That's kind of poor in the case of the Conway there. You did drive around and sort of get in front of him. He's probably irritated. Kill stealer or whatever he's claiming happened right there. But once that's all over, just pause for a second and let the faster tank go by instead of grinding into him like that. The M48, this is interesting where he ends up. He was in the middle. The Grille's pushing in from the north. The RU's sort of looking around. You come over this way. And I'll be honest, it's hard to really figure out how he got where he got, but well, check this out, where the actual M48 Patton gets seen. They are pretty quick. I think the Patton is faster than most people give it credit for. So we'll come up here. Like, all right, where's that Patton? Oh, there's the FV. And there's the Patton. He's already up here. Sneak a shot into him. Really nicely done. We are a 2-shot, more than likely, unless he gets super lucky or ammo racks or something. Which means we need to force a miss or do something. Look at that bounce. Nicely done. Just a little baiting right there. He was probably going to pen, so it wasn't bad. Just give it a shot. See if you can bait him, and it worked out. We sneak around. He just can't quite get us. Come around this way. A little shot in for the extra track, but he fixes it, and we didn't get a track. And down goes the Conway. And now we're going to Skyos on top of him, right? We need to... we should. Go. Oh, this is terrible. Really? Come on, man. So 503, little high roll gets us up to 6,840. Watch this. So the guy comes up, and then he gets his gun offline, and he takes the chance, right? He takes it. He goes for the gold, whatever the word is I'm trying to look for. He goes for everything. 3 kills, 7,233 damage, 1,595. And just a little icing on top with the 390 bounce towards the end right there. Really nicely done, man. A really good example of using the Leopard on this map and being able to use its mobility and move around without getting stuck on one flank or the other. A lot of people will go 1-2 line or 8 line and sort of live or die there. Or maybe go to the middle and I'm just the middle control guy. Skyos worked his way over to the 8 line initially, got some good shots. Good job by the 251 who died late in the game. The villain player did really nicely, had a lot to do with this win. Shifted around, put out a couple fires along the way, dropped some guys on hit points, and I think in a couple cases where I would have been maybe a little bit more aggressive, I thought it was not a bad idea to move on to preserve your vote in the Leopard, which is not easy in a tier 9 and 10 game where everything in the world is going to pen you, except for that poor patent at the end. All right, guys, that is all I've got. Skyos, German Cat, left, west. Appreciate you sending in that replay. We will see you.